I was on my way home and I was thinking about this as I was driving in the passenger seat looking at the sky. Now, I want y'all to think about this with me, right? Now, this is a little bit on the edge. So a lot of y'all might not get it. A lot of y'all may get it. A lot of y'all might think about this with me because it's a thought. And I'm not saying this is true. It's only a thought, right? But we live in America, right? But America is located on planet Earth, right? America is located on planet Earth. Now, we don't know how big the planet Earth is, right? Now, what we do know is that it's a wall that we call Antarctica. It's a wall that is basically surrounding Earth, because you can't get out of this wall. But it's not really surrounding Earth. It's just surrounding certain parts of Earth to where though we can't go there. We are not allowed to go there. It is off limits. Now, if you go beyond the ice wall in Antarctica, it's different worlds and it's different places. It's countless of them. We don't know how many there is, but it's different world that is beyond the ice wall, right? Now, this is the kicker, right? I was thinking about this. Now, we know that it is a wall that is around where we are, to where though we can't go. And it's a lot of people that is standing on top of that wall, and they're workers. But if you go in the water of these ice walls, there are portals or gateways that can take you to the other side. Like if you go in the water and go through, that's a gateway to go through the other side, like the waters, the midst of the waters. Instead of you going over the Antarctic wall, you actually go in the water, go under, and you can go on the other side of the wall, right? Now, what if, think about this. This is a thought. It's not nothing real. It's just a thought. What if who we are as a being, not as a human, but who we are as a being, that the fact that they got different worlds that is outside of Antarctica, what if they took a lot of us from different parts of those worlds that is outside Antarctica? But we didn't look like this. We were different beings that lived on different parts outside of Antarctica. What if they took us? They took each and every last one of us from each different worlds that is outside of Antarctica. And what they did was they brought us over here in this lab that is under the firmament. Now, if you go through the waters through Antarctica, it's the waters. And we got to go through the waters to be born again, right? Now, what if we came through the waters past Antarctica and we came into this world that we call Earth that is under the firmament? And it was basically an experimental lab for them to experiment on us. But when we came over here under the firmament, we looking at the world for what it is. And we was put in this body because this body is able to sustain being under this firmament, something like the SpongeBob SquarePants. But if you look at the sky, this is just a thought. If you look at the sky, as above, so below, if you look at the sky, they got us thinking that if we look to the sky, we look to God. We look to Jesus if we look to the sky. What if the whole sky that we're looking at every day is nothing but a computer-generated machine? It's not even water over it. It is a computer-generated machine. And what is really under us is really what we need to be focused on. What is under the water, because they always program us to look to the sky. They never tell us what's below. They always make it seem like it's so evil what's below, right? Like if you go deep down in the water, you're going to see Leviathan. You're going to see all these beasts in the water. But we know in order for us to be reborn, we got to go through the water, right? Now, if you look up at the sky, they even showed us in the movie King Kong and all of this shit, that when he threw the stick, it was a computer-generated machine that is above us. Now, what if we were brought over here from where we really came from, through the waters? And when we came over here, this could have happened thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of years ago. What if we was abducted from our world that is on the other side of Antarctica? But the fact that it's so many worlds, everybody don't look the same. Everybody don't act the same because they come from different worlds. But we got abducted. It could have been hundreds of thousands of years ago. And they brought us here under Antarctica through the waters, and they put us here under this firmament because living here is basically a experimental lab. And right now we are just living this experience, but we are being experimented on. And the beings that is experimenting on us and the being that is controlling us is watching us through the sky. But we were programmed to know that it is God watching us. When really, in fact, it's not really a God up there. It is the people that is controlling this computer-generated world. Because remember, we are only living in a simulation. We are energy beings. We are frequency. So what if the sky we're looking at every day is really nothing there? It's a computer-generated sky. And this sky is basically watching us. Watching our every move, paying attention at everything we're doing. But we're thinking in our mind that it's God. It's Jesus. Because we were programmed through religion and Christianity. It is God up there when really it's not even a God up there. It's a whole screen that is monitoring us and watching us. But the people that is controlling that screen at the top, they are really at the bottom, controlling the screen at the top, as above, so below. Now, what if we were basically put here to live in this world and we were basically meant to be experimented on? So right now, the experiment is coming to an end because they are done with the experiment. And now that they are done with the experiment, it's time to release some of the humans that actually passed the evaluation. Or they're about to release some human beings that cannot cooperate with the experiment. Because if you are obedient to the experiment, if you are obedient to the experience that you are living on earth, you can stay here because you are obedient to the program. You are obedient to the experiment. But if you show them that you are against it and you woke up from this experiment and you no longer wants to do it, when we go through the solar flash and all this stuff that we are going to go through, it was because of the people that didn't want nothing to do with this experiment anymore. So what's going to happen is we are going to go back under the water. Because remember, water means rebirth. We go back under the water and go back to our world where we really come from. Because if you look outside of Antarctica at the map, it's many worlds. It's more worlds outside of Antarctica than it is here. It's just a thought that I had driving in my car looking up at the sky. Because the sun and the moon is in our firmament. The sun and the moon is not millions of miles away. The sun and the moon is right here with us. So what if that sky that we're looking at right now is nothing but a computer-generated sky that is watching our every move? And the people and the being that is controlling it, they probably be underwater. They probably be either on the other side of Antarctica watching us. Because they're experimenting on us. But why?